What is human-in-the-loop governance? A practical definition for software teams. Welcome back. Today's topic is what is human-in-the-loop governance? A practical definition for software teams. We'll cover what you actually need to know about human-in-the-loop AI governance. Let's talk about next up. What is human-in-the-loop AI governance? Human-in-the-loop governance is a delivery methodology where human approval is required at every decision point in an AI-assisted software project. The AI generates, proposes, or analyzes. A qualified human reviews, approves, or rejects. Only then does the work advance. This applies to code, architecture choices, deployment configurations, and any artifact that touches business logic or regulated data. This is not a bureaucratic addition to delivery. It is what separates a delivery process that can demonstrate accountability from one that cannot. Human-in-the-loop AI governance means no AI-generated output becomes a live artifact without a named human signing off. That approval is logged, timestamped, and attached to the specific work item in your delivery system. Next up, why software delivery governance fails without human oversight. Software delivery governance is not a new concept. What is new is the speed at which AI-assisted teams generate output. A developer using AI code generation can produce in 2 hours what previously took 2 days. That speed is genuinely useful. But it also means 2 days of review debt can accumulate in 2 hours if governance is not built into the process explicitly. The problem compounds in parallel. The faster code arrives, the more pressure there is to merge it quickly, which reduces review thoroughness, which increases defect escape rate, which increases the cost of the next sprint. Human-in-the-loop AI governance breaks this cycle by making review a structural requirement rather than a best effort practice. The governance gap is the lag between what AI produces and when a human reviews it. In teams without formal HITL checkpoints, this gap can span an entire sprint. Code gets merged, deployed to staging, and tested before anyone has done a structured review of the AI-generated logic. Next up, let's talk about what does an AI governance framework actually contain. An AI governance framework is not a policy document. It is a set of operational mechanisms, approval workflows, decision gates, documentation standards, and quality thresholds that run alongside the technical work. Q-Services HITL governance includes 5 structural components: pre-build scoping via blueprint sprint-level human checkpoints, AI output approval workflows, immutable audit trails, and post-delivery quality scoring. Each component addresses a specific failure mode in AI-assisted delivery. Standards like ISO/IEC 42001, the international standard for AI management systems, establish the baseline that enterprise AI governance should meet. A structured delivery governance framework translates these standards into sprint-level practices that software teams can execute consistently across projects. Next up, now, how human-in-the-loop workflow automation works in practice. HITL workflow automation does not mean automating oversight away. It means using automation to route work to the right humans at the right time, and to enforce that review happens before work advances to the next stage. In practice, AI generates a code module, an automated workflow flags it for the appropriate reviewer, the reviewer approves or rejects within a defined SLA, the decision is logged, and the work proceeds. If review does not happen within the SLA, the workflow escalates automatically. The system never decides to skip the review because a module seems low risk. AI-augmented software development changes what reviewers are evaluating. They are not rewriting the code from scratch. They are assessing whether the AI output meets requirements, complies with applicable standards, and introduces no new risks to the system. Let's talk about next up, blueprint sprint methodology, HITL governance before you write code. The most cost-effective governance intervention is the one that happens before development starts. Q-Services developed the 5-day blueprint sprint as a structured pre-build process that produces a scoped, costed, and client-approved delivery plan before any code is written. Blueprint sprint methodology is the foundation of software project governance at Q-Services. It is why the team maintains a 98.5% on-time delivery rate across 500-plus projects using HITL governance. Scope, risks, and technical decisions get resolved before the first sprint, not during it. The blueprint sprint is also where the governance structure for the project is defined, so every team member knows exactly where the human checkpoints are before work begins. The blueprint sprint runs across 5 focused days. Next up, making AI development audit ready. Audit ready software delivery means the delivery process generates compliance evidence throughout execution, so an audit reviews existing records rather than reconstructing decisions made months ago. For most regulated industries, this is not optional. It determines whether a system can go into production at all. The OWASP Software Assurance Maturity Model provides a governance maturity framework for security-related delivery practices. The same maturity logic applies to AI governance. Informal, undocumented oversight cannot achieve a high maturity rating regardless of the team's intentions or technical capability. Audit-ready delivery has 3 characteristics. First, every decision is documented at the time it is made, not reconstructed afterward. Second, every AI-generated artifact has a traceable human approval. Third, all documentation is stored in a way that cannot be retroactively altered. Let's talk about next up, responsible AI implementation across regulated industries. Responsible AI implementation is a set of operational practices that make AI use defensible in regulated contexts. For enterprise teams, this means building governance into the delivery process itself rather than treating it as a separate compliance initiative that runs in parallel to development. The NIST AI Risk Management Framework identifies 4 functions for managing AI risk: govern, map, measure, and manage. HITL governance addresses all 4 directly. It governs how AI output is handled, maps human oversight to specific decision points, measures output quality at each gate, and manages risk through structured escalation when reviews are missed or rejected. In healthcare, responsible AI means every system touching patient data has a documented change control process, and any AI-generated logic has been reviewed against HIPAA technical safeguards before deployment. In financial services, it means AI-generated code in transaction processing or risk scoring systems has gone through a review process satisfying SOC 2 Type 2 or equivalent standards. Next up, now, conclusion. Human-in-the-loop AI governance is the structural answer to a problem that AI adoption has made urgent. Delivery speed without structured oversight creates risk that accumulates silently until it is expensive to fix. The delivery governance framework described here is the process Q Services uses across 500+ projects in healthcare, financial services, logistics, and SaaS. If your team is running AI-augmented development without formal governance, the question is not whether a problem will occur. It is how much it will cost when it does. Responsible AI implementation starts with a clear definition of where humans must be in the loop, and ends with a documented record of every decision made along the way. Reach out to the Q Services team to see how the Blueprint Sprint can give your next project the governance foundation it needs from day one.